how do you get yourself prepared to have a good night's sleep to allow you to perform?
So as an example, prior to the Melbourne Grand Prix, we'd gone from the UK and jumped 11 hours over to Australia. And generally speaking, literature would tell you that you need 1 day to recover from one time zone. So that would be potentially 11 days before you start to perform in the car, which just isn't on paper logistically going to work. We do, if we can in certain scenarios, travel early on location. So we have an opportunity to go through that kind of acute phase of, I don't feel tired at the right times, I'm waking up at the wrong times, and I just don't feel at my best right now. So you can get over that struggle. But it is just one of the costs of doing business. So one, you accept there's a level of imperfection, but two, you definitely, we'll put jet lag plans in place, for example, to cope with these extreme shifts, these extreme time zone shifts. And often we'll have it when we're going to Asia, or we're going to Australia or the US, for example. So we have to, prior to, think about, okay, what time of day do we want to perform at our best? And then build a plan from there backwards. So what's the day of arrival to the day of performance? What do we need to do from a sleep-wake cycle to optimize how we're going to feel come game day? Some obvious things that anybody can do, and starting with kind of the hierarchy of things really, would be exposure to light is your biggest needle mover. So if you want to move your sleeping time forwards, and you know that, let's say, 3 p.m. of an afternoon in the UK is already midnight in Australia or elsewhere, you know that you need to start to extend how long you see light for. So we want to do things like putting all the lights on at home. You want to encourage the use of screens. If possible, you want to get outside and see sunlight in daylight. So when we get on location in Melbourne, for example, it's still nighttime in the UK. We need to get outside quickly within the first hour, expose our eyeballs to light, do some kind of physical movement, which also is an indicator to our body that, oh, we're awake and we're moving and we're starting to have to use physical resources to help this thing. So we would go, down to the beach or get into the water, go for a coffee, have a walk, suddenly have breakfast, and you're starting to take on a new routine in that new setting. But you're thinking about the minute you board the flight, change your clocks to the current time zone, start to think about anchoring and changing when you don't see light around when you need to be alert on time in the new time zone, eat in accordance with the new time zone, exercise in accordance with the new time zone, and try to adopt a lifestyle that would be aligned to I'm on new time zone.